Talk Crit. All right, people can see us, people can hear us. If they installed the right drivers, they can fucking smell us. I would like to put that out there now that we're not on Goodman Games. Fuck.
So many fucks. All the fucks.
I'm very proud that I did not ruin that.
I'm pretty proud of myself. I have not once broken. Not once, and I'm pretty foul.
So for a while there, Chuck was leading the pack in terms of swears dropped on Goodman Games. Upon further research, what Chris was dropping is maybe not necessarily a swear word, but absolutely a slur. So he takes the cake with 5 of those or 6 of those. Chuck comes in with 3, and Jeff and I tied for 1 for inappropriate comments made, and not inappropriate comments made.
All right,
swears made.
So we have 2 Jeffs right now. How are we going to differentiate you two? One of you is going to be Jeffrey now.
Oh God, no!
No, Jeff wants to be called Jeffrey.
All right.
I'd rather be old Jeff than Jeff.
All right, you're going to be old Jeff.
B2W, Jen totally wants to do a Jed and Jen thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, she really wants to. Yeah.
I'm in for it.
Cool. So she also, when she thought about Jeff and Jeff, she was just like J and J.
JJ, yeah.
So many J's, all the J's.
Too many.
All the J's.
Mom's
Trash Bin is rating us. Welcome as we get things set up.
Mom's Trash Bin, yay!
Thank you,
What
Trash
is
Bin.
in Mom's Trash Bin? Is that like, we're talking like Valley of the Dolls type trash bin? Where
I was
it's like maybe
just
some pills
going to guess
or...
a bunch of empty boxes of wine.
That too.
All the wine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I like watching Lich's the pineapple nodding. It's such like a very noble nod. It's like, oh yes, I'm so pensive as a pineapple. It's so good.
Let me ponder this.
You see Pineapple's really, really red eyes.
Oh no!
Nice.
It's the
Don't
snap
ask.
cam. The snap cam is so funny. Like I'm all about that. But like it slowed down my computer so much whenever I put it on that I had to take it off.
Yeah.
I had to take it off.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tweak cameras a little bit. Well, we can start talking.
All right.
What'd you all think of the game?
It was fun, man.
It was good times.
For those who just joined us, we played a game.
Oh, you
We
did?
did a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We played a game. There's a Spotify playlist as a result of that game. I'm going to post it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can do that.
So some White Plume Mountain by way of DCC.
Yeah.
No, actually, it was a great show. I was highly entertained, you guys. It was awesome.
Good.
It was pretty fun.
I like our names. Jeff, you're old Jeff, and I'm not old Jeff.
Not old Jeff. Not young Jeff, but not old.
I know, definitely
Not old Jeff. Delightful.
Thanks, Chuck.
You got it.
That's the second time I've seen you guys bring up White Plume. Did you guys like? Why the White Plume reference?
White Plume Mountain.
That's the name of an adventure.
Well, I know. Oh, dude, I totally know White Plume Mountain, but you weren't.
I don't know.
You weren't playing White Plume, were you?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that because it's kind of hard?
No, we
It's a
just ran
variation.
White Plume Mountain.
No, no. What? Did you convert it, Chuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's
some interest in that pineapple's face.
Convert is something I would say
Let's
loosely.
talk after.
Mainly, I just, I ran all you got to do is just change the monster numbers, and I just pulled that shit out of my ass while I did it.
Yeah.
So
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That's cool. I didn't realize you were running White Plume. That's fucking fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
I was waiting for Black Razor to come in and totally kill the whole damn party.
Someone's already got Black Razor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I didn't carry over everything. They've got the 3 legendary weapons. I didn't carry everything over specifically because Black Razor is fucking ridiculous with how overpowered it is.
Yeah, it is. It's
So
nuts.
I took some of my favorite parts from every one of those things, and I incorporated that. And then I also did the main personality trait. So Friendens now has a sword that urges him to kill things and gets mad at him when he doesn't.
So it's like it's I forget the real names, but there's like Stormbringer.
That's
Mornblade.
Stormbringer.
Black Razor's basically
Mornblade.
Stormbringer.
Yeah.
Wave,
exactly.
I think, is the.
Yep.
Wave.
yeah.
Wave is
the trident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This is what I love about White Plume Mountain. You might think you're cool if you know Tomb of Horrors, but you're not
No,
unless you
Tomb
know White Plume Mountain.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
then Whelm is the hammer.
Yeah.
That's right. Whelm too. Damn.
Whelm is cool.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I didn't play the 5th edition. I played the 1st edition, so it's been a little while.
I've got my favorite 5th edition book. The one I use, I won't say regularly, but it's the 5th edition book that I actually use still, is Tales from the Yawning Portal, just because it has all the, the decent adventures from D&D.
Right.
So yeah, I'll bust that out.
So okay, so this is
it.
like how long have you been doing the Goodman Games channel? It's only been like 3 weeks, right?
This is session 2.
Session 2, and you're already like making your own, like you're converting your own shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen. We
Nice
talked.
track.
I said what I'm gonna do is like we're running this little campaign now. It's based off the Grindhouse Hexcrawl from the Phylactery Zine from Planet X Games. After that, I'm just going to start playing through all of the modules, like all the pre-written stuff. Goodman Games gets out. We're just going to bust that out. We're just going to play through everything. And I'm just like, do you want me to wait until this campaign is over? Do you want me to go ahead and just end this campaign now? Or what? And they're just like, no, just start playing it on our stream. Just bring it on over. I'm like, sure, no problem. And so they were doing this hex crawl, and I mentioned it earlier. There's these pyramids that we put, because what we did is when I was doing the planning for this hex crawl, I had every player tell me what a rumor that they heard about the land, and then I had everyone tell me what their characters, like everyone's got a primary quest. They've all been hired to go in this land and kill this giant. But they also have their
Fuck that
own.
guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. They also have their own sub-quests, their own little mini-quests they want to accomplish. Everyone has something they want to accomplish personally. And I think it was Friendon. Someone came up with the pyramids, and Friendon said there's robot ferrets somewhere.
Yeah.
I like the idea of an ancient society of ferret people that have pockets of weird tech that no one can understand, whose entire raison d'etre for being was just wiping out humanity. Like these ferrets that are like, humans are terrible, but we have these big guns.
I have a lot of real life inspiration for that.
Yeah. So one of the rumors was these pyramids. So I just dropped these pyramids all through the land. They were in this swamp going around, and the swamp is where one of the pyramids was. They saw the pyramid, like, we're going in that goddamn pyramid. I'm like, shit, I forgot to prep the pyramid.
And so you just made it White Plume Mountain?
And so they go up, and like, I'm like, all right, you climb to the top of the pyramid. You see that it's actually hollow on the inside, and there's stairs going down, and there's doors at the bottom of it. And they get down there, and I'm like, all right, this is where White Plume Mountain lives now.
Hell yeah, it is.
Fucking fantastic.
It's good.
Yeah.
So you didn't plan on that. You just pulled White Plume Mountain out of your asshole.
I just pulled White Plume. Listen,
right
it's one
out
of
of
those
that
dungeons.
kitchen,
I've
Cheers.
ran White Plume Mountain before. It's one of those. Once you've run it, you've got it memorized. I mean, it stands out so well. I'm just like, I know I can run White Plume Mountain. There's no trouble there. So that's where it fucking went.
That's awesome. Cheers.
Yeah, it's way better than fucking
Oh, yeah.
Tomb of Horrors. Fuck that dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not fun to run. It is not fun to play.
One is punitive, one is gonzo. I'll take gonzo weird nonsense over just like trying to screw over people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, talk to me
Yeah,
because I
death.
don't have much context on it. So like, what
White
Plume
Tomb of
makes it
Horrors
so
is Tomb
bad?
of Horrors is the deadliest venture that was ever wrote.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
very.
it is a party grinder through
Yeah.
and through.
Now, the context here, at least the context that I heard, I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
Gary Gygax was tired of his players just fucking destroying everything. So he made a dungeon to put them in their place. And that dungeon was Tomb of Horrors.
Oh, it's brutal.
It is
brutal.
rough. It is
It's terrible.
death puzzles. When you finally find the real entrance, and there's multiple false entrances.
Yeah.
Some of them are dead ends, some of them are traps. There's a trap. There's a thing. attraction at the end of this main hallway you enter, and just entering it kills you instantly.
It's rough.
How long ago was that written?
It was 70s,
Early
80s.
late 70s or early
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
So-
It's a,
It was my first introduction to a lich. The idea of a
There
lich.
you go.
It was-
Yeah.
so
I was gonna say,
unmerciful.
I think I ran this in one of my first interactions with 3.5. Like, I think I might have. If it was ever translated to, I think that my
they've
Canadian friend ran
retranslated
this when I was
it. It was
13 years
popular.
old. Ran
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Did they have the green devil heads that you could go through the mouth?
Oh my god!
That's
I
one of the
can't-
most
Ready
memorable
Ready Player
things.
One brought it up.
I don't
mean,
think- I don't
that was
know
a big
if we-
Ready Player
part.
One.
Yeah,
Ready
it was
Player
in-
One.
I don't know
Ready
if we
Player One.
made it to that. Like, I feel like there was one
Oh.
campaign that ran where we just TPK'd super early, and we were like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
never
would've done
again.
it. That would've
Be
done
the
it.
dungeon for it. Yeah.
And we were
Listen.
it was serious, like 13 years old.
I
like,
lost. Alex ran Tomb of Horrors for us. I was gonna run it, but once I started really digging into it, I'm like, fuck this. I'll go run White Plume Mountain.
Yeah.
When Alex ran it through there, it was so frustrating because it's got these very specific catches. It's like they only find the solution, they only find this if they very specifically do these tasks. And Alex ran it by the letter, which was so frustrating. Like, we were just banging our heads. I ended up killing my character in the bottomless pit that's in there because
Wait.
I was just so frustrated. What's up?
Did you do that on stream?
Yeah, he did that on stream. That's where Morthos died, my first Morthos. Yeah, he ran that on stream.
I think I watched you guys run through part of that.
Yeah, that was on stream. If you go into our YouTube, it's our what was that? That was, I don't even remember the name of the campaign. It's on our YouTube. It's way the fuck back there.
Sure. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like that dungeon. I lost my character there. He fell down the
Question
bottomless
is-
pit, and I'm just like, fuck this shit. I start casting fireball in front of me, and I burnt my character to death on the way down just so I didn't have to die in a bottomless pit.
the question becomes, like, is there a way to translate it and make it fun? Like,
I
are
don't
there
think
any
so.
fun elements to it? Like, are there any fun elements to it?
You'd have to scrub through it. I don't know.
It's mostly punitive. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to trash Tomb Horrors, but it does feel mostly punitive. It feels largely just grind people down.
I feel like it's the
It's
novelty
just
of it
parts.
these days
It's just-
that gets
It's
it.
just the old school adventures. They don't run them like that anymore. It's just different now.
And I'm not necessarily against that. Like, part of the reason why I love the Gonzo dungeons, like White Plume, there's some crazy stuff in there that will murder you.
You have to
but-
stop and think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love over the top. I'm not against over the top.
Yeah.
But I don't want just punitive.
Yeah. 100% on that.
The cool part of Tomb of Horrors is, can you, if you go into it knowing how bad it is, can you survive it? That's cool. Like, if y'all, like, everybody was like, okay, I understand this dungeon, I understand how bad it is, we can fucking do it. That's kind of cool. You know, approaching it like that. It's not something you throw in the middle of a fucking campaign.
Yeah, that's like, okay, everybody's like, you're all like decked out, ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what our next like super challenge is.
Yeah.
And can we get a video of you with the pineapple saying, "All right, we can fucking do it." Like, I need that in my life in the morning.
Inspirational pineapple quotes.
We all need a little bit more of the lich in our life.
Okay, we can fucking do it. What kind of background would you like? All I want to know is, what kind of background would you like?
Like, the one you have is fine, but I mean, like,
Pineapple is the best.
All right, nobody overtalk, so it could be a clean audio clip.
Okay, so it's, what is it? We can fucking do it? Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
sure, you know, just kind of like what you were saying, that sort of thing.
Hey, we can fucking do it.
Perfect. I think we have the clip.
Look, I don't make
Nailed
this
it.
weird, but I just watched it happen, and I'm goddamn turgid right now.
Oh my god, Kenny, no.
I'm not sure I'd call it a pineapple in my pants, but definitely some sort of rigid shell fruit.
God.
So spicy.
We can do it, okay?
We can do it.
Oh, Jeremy,
be
you and
okay.
I,
It's gonna be okay.
we can do it, Jeremy. Do it.
Uh,
I'll show you my Tomb of Horrors.
That's a
My
funny
Tomb
thing to
Horrors
call your
sucks.
ass.
Run away from you.
I want
Tomb
my White
Horrors.
Plume Mountain.
And yeah, I'm just nope. Now I'm just gonna look up that clip of the Lich and remember you fondly.
Cheers, buddies.
That's great. I will say, out of like all like what I would call like the fuck you dungeons, like Black Art of Thackle on the Undying is brutal as shit, but it's way more fun than Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
Tomb of Horrors is just mean.
Yeah.
It's not even fun. I mean, it's interesting, but
It's you know, it's a notch on your gamer belt or some shit like that. It's a
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah, I think
communal event. You know, it's everyone can get together and say, I played Tomb of Horrors. Here's how far I made it. It's one of those kinds of, and I enjoy things like that, you know. Everyone gets together and talks about their favorite TV show or their favorite video game. Being able to get together and talk about like, oh, this one dungeon. Let me tell you about how it went when I played through it.
I like, as you're describing it, I'm remembering glimpses of it, but I remember so little of it because I don't retain that type of information that now I just want to play it. Like, now I just want to. I just want to play it, and I want to cry over everything that happened.
I'll tell you what. I'll put it on my list of things to prep.
Okay.
And we will play.
Okay, I gotta sign up. I gotta sign up right now.
We'll do a sign up sheet.
Kidding me?
I mean, this could be the group right here.
I'm signing up.
God.
This could be the group right here.
We'll
honestly.
do Tomb of Horrors, probably in DCC.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's either DCC or Forbidden Lands. I think either one of those would do good. I really listen. I'll tell
Jen
you.
will be the leader.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I'll really
Bring your
say
10-foot pole.
I do
for
dig.
sure.
Oh, polls are necessary.
I really dig
Polls are
doing
necessary.
dungeon crawls in Zweihander. I think Zweihander handles it really well, but
It's interesting because like all the Zweihander I've ever played has been a little bit more open and a little
it
less
is.
like strictly
Listen,
dungeon
I
crawling.
ran the 5th edition Curse of Strahd with Zweihander.
No, that's fun.
And the Amber Temple was
I love the Amber Temple so
Yeah,
much.
I watched
goddamn fun to run
It's
with
so good.
Zweihander.
Yeah.
It
Forget
was
Castle Ravenloft. Like, I think we talked about this last time.
yeah.
Forget
I didn't do Castle
Ravenloft.
Ravenloft. Fuck
Put
that
me
place.
for days in the Amber Temple.
The Amber Temple
So
was
good.
so fun. And Zweihander did a great job at it. Like it had the great thing with Zweihander is there's some choices you can make, some things you can take to power your character up. And Zweihander with the corruption mechanic just really drives home. Like you can do this, you're going to become more powerful. You're going to get some physical drawbacks, but also you're going to fucking you're going to be giving up parts of your soul for this power. And the corruption mechanic was just so great for that.
mm-hmm.
It was fucking dope.
I'm currently kind of running a dungeon crawl in Zweihander. Well, when I say currently, I mean not during COVID times, but it still feels current because I haven't really left the house.
Yeah. It's still kind of sort of yesterday.
Yeah.
It's still new to me.
I still have a very super soft place in my heart for the original Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah.
That module, it's like I have it like over here, like nearby. I actually have it nearby. Because I made sure I've got 2 copies of it. One that I didn't play, and one that I played. Like I've
That's
got
the thing to fucking
so many
do,
fucking.
man.
Yeah.
If you're
Originally,
holding it
what-
up, we can't see any of it.
All I
I
know
know,
is
I
there's a
know.
Pineapple
hardcore.
stops it from.
All I know
like,
there is a
Oh, there you go.
hardcore fucking pineapple that has.
I don't know why I
one
have this weird
unopened and
this is
one
what it
open.
is.
Because that was from last night. That was from last
yeah,
night.
I guess so. I guess
Was
so.
that
But,
was that first or second edition? The original.
the original is it's I6. I think it's first edition.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I think so too. I just wasn't sure. That's cool.
Oh god, this is my favorite module of all fucking time, man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Listen, I haven't ran. I just wasn't impressed with the 5th edition. Like I don't know how true it was to form. It just didn't excite me.
The book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to look at running it. Maybe the fact that, for the 5th edition, they added the entire land of Barovia. They added all the
Yeah.
extra stuff.
Yeah.
And like I said, the winner out of that was fucking Amber Temple. Maybe if it was more direct, like your goal is the castle, and that's all you fucking got. Because in the original version, it was just the starter town. It was the village of Barovia, and then the castle, right?
Can we make this a talk about the books? Because versus DCC, like I just don't like the fucking books. I don't like huge, like it just feels so unwieldy. Like I don't know.
What do you mean? What books? Oh, the 5th edition takes on it?
Exactly. Books.
Yeah. I'll agree on that. Like I love the DCC little soft cover.
Beautiful art, the cool art, the cool adventures, the cool thoughts. But then a book is just so.
Yeah. I like having something that's lean and mean, and I can kind of like I can just roll with it.
Yeah.
If I have to like read off a page and a half of fucking text,
Right.
Yeah, don't give me
The
that.
players are sleeping by that time anyway.
no,
The
my
maps
players
are in a
don't do that.
hardcover
They
book.
don't.
What the fuck?
What am I going to do
Yeah,
with that?
I mean,
What the
really.
fuck?
Yeah.
I'll give that. Like the running pre-made stuff, the things that are the most boring, pre-made adventures, the things that are most boring for me are those wall attacks.
Mhm.
And a lot of times when I run something the first time, I'm like, I'm going to do it by the fucking book. I'm going to do it by the letter. And
Yeah.
so I read those things and I'm like, God, this is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Ravenloft the book because I had to buy it when I got 5th edition. I just had to check it out because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And I haven't read it all. It's just too much. It's too much of a commitment to
like I
read
said,
all that.
I ran it in 5th edition. I ran the entire, well, mostly the entire thing. And it was, it was a lot. It was a decent length campaign. But like I said, I didn't do any of the shit with Strahd. I fucking wrote Strahd out. I didn't do anything in the castle.
What do you think with Strahd?
Fuck Strahd. I don't like Strahd. I got rid of his ass. Like,
That's the whole point of it. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is the whole point. I just ripped the whole point out, and then
yeah.
Well, the curse
I like
of
the
Strahd.
half-empty villagers shit.
Yeah, I just ran the fucking land, the villagers. It was a lot of fun.
I've joked with Jeff with this before, but if I can confess something I've wanted to do before.
Wait, so not old Jeff or old Jeff?
Not old Jeff.
Okay, just checking.
Thanks for the clarification.
So something
I
we've
wasn't
joked about
sure
before. I wanted to totally break form and take the spectacular superhero system and do superheroes in Curse of Strahd and just take like fucking spectacular style superheroes and just take that fucking module and run it using that.
Just strand them in this strange land they can't escape from.
Exactly. Like you've received some sort of weird call into a world you don't understand, and now you just have you're a bunch of supers stuck in a world that doesn't quite construct itself to the logic you normally like. Go.
Nice.
Didn't you have in like that one Spectaculars game we played offline? Like, didn't you have something like that with like a like there's like almost like a parallel dimension thing going on? Like they had multiple words. Yeah.
I mean,
like you've hinted at that before.
Yeah, because I'm a like I will not hide it at all. I'm a whore for anything Michael Moorcock multiverse.
Oh yeah, I'll
Just
dig
go
that.
For Moorcock.
Do
Gotcha.
it.
I'll do that. Yeah.
I heard you, Jeff.
It's all good.
Not old Jeff.
Not old Jeff.
This is great. Great.
That's great.
T-shirt man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reaffirming me every morning. when I wake up.
We've shot
Not
this
old Jeff.
shit for a few. We do have a giant list of possible topics for these Talk Crit Get Hit episodes.
Okay.
We're gonna pick one and we're gonna talk about it for a bit. So our categories are general TTRPG, GM discussion, live game prep / build. We don't need to do that one here. We could. Movies, TV, books, or Kickstarters. Anyone have a preference, or should we just roll it? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just roll a d5. Anyone care?
I love a chart.
Is that
Love a chart.
all right?
We live by charts.
We live and
by
die by
charts.
charts.
Yep.
Charts.
Yep.
This is going to be a 5, so that's going to be Kickstarters.
Talk
And in
Kickstarters.
Kickstarters,
I like
we've
it.
got
Love
3.
Kickstarters.
I'm going to roll a d3. That's a 3. So let's see. What do we got? Let's move this over. Oh, this is a fun one. And this is one of yours, Brendan. What Kickstarters have disappointed you? And how?
Ooh.
I'll start. I don't know if I've been truly disappointed yet. There's some Kickstarters that I've been waiting on for forever. But I haven't gotten burned by any yet. And I know that's not true of everyone.
Okay, let's start off with just a little bit of throwing our dicks on the table. What's our number of Kickstarters?
Oh yeah. We always go through this, and Jeff always wins. Not old Jeff always wins.
Not old Jeff always wins.
No, not.
Can we just start with
only
not
done
old
a
Jeff?
couple. Yeah.
I have
Can we
over
just start
100.
with not old Jeff?
Not old
and
Jeff.
Then just...
I'm up to 191.
No, Jeff has so much dick.
None of us need to say anything now, right?
No, I don't want to make it weird,
Can
but
we
not
just
old
call
Jeff
it-
has so much dick.
but I
We just
am over
call this the
100.
Jeff inaugural Kickstarter
So much
category.
dick.
Is this an intervention?
Experiences.
All
Yeah,
the
it
dick.
needs to be an intervention.
So much
Well,
dick.
it's
for
way
not
too
old
many,
Jeff.
man.
Scary thing is,
Okay,
I
I'm
have slowed
106.
down
Okay,
so much.
yeah.
Too.
106. Yep.
Vicarious dick
Like,
for not old Jeff.
So many of those are board games.
Oh.
All the dick.
Okay.
91.
106. Yeah, you're way past me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a problem.
Yeah. I've got 17 with 2 still in funding right now.
17.
So, yeah,
you're a baby.
I am.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My first one I backed was that Colville one. The first Strongholds.
Right on.
And-
Strongholds
Right
and
on.
followers.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's fun.
It's a good first one to start.
Yeah.
It is.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Agreed.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
I've got the Kingdoms
Kingdoms
and
and
Warfare
Warfare,
ready to go.
I did not buy that one. I got the first one because I was just a fan of Colville. I had never used it for anything. I got more use. I got the fucking t-shirt and I got the sticker out of that. And like those I've gotten more use out of than the book itself. And then Kingdoms and Warfare came up. And I'm just like, I haven't been watching as many of his videos. He's not really putting out the content I really like, which is fine. He can put out whatever he wants. I'm absolutely all about him doing whatever makes him happy. But I like just the weird videos where he talked about books and movies and like TV shows and shit. Like that's where I really dug his content. And I'm just like, I didn't use the first one. I'm not going to use the second one.
Matt's a cool guy that you'd love to have a conversation with sometime.
Yeah.
Just in a group like this. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Cool guy. Definitely cool guy.
Yes.
Is that
Agreed.
the new Dog Sothoth token?
Yeah, in our Zoom chat, I believe Brendan has posted an updated Dog Sothoth image token.
God.
So if you all want to take a look.
There it is.
I
That
do.
is so
Like, just
awesome.
lie.
What'd you say,
need to
Ray?
see it.
I said it just felt like the thing to do. Felt like it had to be done.
So cool. It's so cool. Oh my god.
Oh,
Anyway, anyone else want to talk about Kickstarters they were disappointed in?
So
sure.
go ahead.
I have like almost 30 total, so I'm nowhere near like not old Jeff and any of the others. It kind of started ramping up lately. And the one that I'd say disappointed me the most was Myth Journeyman.
Oh man, yeah.
I didn't hear about that one. I don't know that one.
I love the idea of that one.
So the Myth campaign is one of the first board games that I truly discovered that was like fully cooperative. So it was kind of like playing a role-playing game without needing a GM. And the game itself was pretty decent, but they were never able to deliver.
Oh yeah.
And it was sometime in 2015, and it's been taken over by Ulysses Spiel, and they are still trying to deliver it.
Oh.
Oof.
And so Ulysses Spiel has delivered some things for it, and they have since started another Kickstarter around it called World of Myth that's looking like it's making progress. So small studio, things happen that I don't know anything about and I don't want to assume. And they sold the license off. So, I mean, it's not as bad as some other horror stories I've heard where people completely lost out.
Yeah.
But that's my worst one.
Okay.
And I really like the game. I do.
All right. Who's next?
Kickstarter wise, like if we're going through the list of people in order, I guess I'm last. So the reason I brought up this question wasn't necessarily because one had disappointed me, but because there is always the potential for that too, right? And I've had pretty good luck. The closest I've come to being disappointed was a licensed product, an Evil Dead 2 board game.
I've heard about that, yeah.
And it did come out eventually, but it took a very, very long time. It switched pledge managers in between. COVID hit, like everything that could go wrong with it could. And in the end, I ended up getting charged twice for it. And I was just like, this is fine. I paid on the other pledge manager. I'm pretty sure. I've paid again. I just want this thing. I want the saga to be over. You're doing right by me by at least getting me a product. Like, fine. And moreover, like, I think that just highlights that Kickstarter isn't a guarantee. Accepting that it's a risk or that things will go wrong is important. And because I had such good luck, I didn't really look at it that way. I looked at it more like layaway or paying in advance for something. And I think it's just important to remember that yeah, things can go wrong. And it doesn't even necessarily mean you got burned by somebody. It just means that's what this platform is. It isn't a guarantee.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Anyone else got anything they want to throw in on that?
No.
So I got.
I got some.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. You.
All right. So I've backed over 100, and I've kickstarted like 3 different projects. Only one of them has been successful. So I will say that if you ask me which one disappointed me, I can't give you one, because I look at Kickstarters like this is somebody's fucking dream. They're just trying to make something, and people are gonna fail. Period. We're not all fucking perfect businessmen, or women. We're not business people. So it's like
Thank you.
Thank you. So the thing is, they're like some fail and some fail spectacularly. And I actually, over the 100 that I've done, I haven't had one of those ones that's like, oh, they didn't deliver and they took my fucking money and they stole from me. I was lucky. I've been lucky there because there's a lot of Kickstarters. So most of the time I would say like, I don't judge them that way. I buy into your idea. What makes you, if you come across like you've got a good idea and you're like passionate about it, I will back you. And then if you don't deliver exactly what you think or whatever, like what I want it to be, that's okay. That's literally like there's a huge difference between going to the store and buying a package that tries to sell you something and buying something from Kickstarter that the person is actually trying to just make outside of all this.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
that's fair.
I don't have any like straight up this failed for me. I have some really exciting ones coming, like Burglar Brothers 2. That's fucking awesome.
I backed the original.
All the zines that have been coming out,
I love
fucking
zines,
fantastic. Yeah. It's some really cool shit going on in Kickstarter lately.
Has anybody leaned heavy into the Zine Quest stuff? Because like I haven't, even though I buy a ton of third-party products for systems that are made in the indie community. But for whatever reason, like I was busy when the Zine Quest 2 stuff was going around. Like I just kind of missed it. Like what's everybody's experience been with like that? Anybody get some cool stuff from Zine Quest 2?
This year, yeah. I mean, so I actually just got a delivery today. So there was one that I really liked. It was roller derby. I'm trying to look for the specific name, but it was like I was just looking for stuff that I don't normally play, and so I backed. It's called Derby Drama, and like you literally, it's a tabletop role playing game about the drama and excitement of skating in a roller derby bout.
That's
and
fun.
it can be
That's fun.
It could be like legitimately a real like the sport itself, or you can go like the crazy like roller ball type like fantasy and play that. There's like one I really want to play called Green Dawn Mall, which is a which is basically about teens exploring like an endless mall in search of a lost friend. And so like it's just like this.
That's fun.
It reminds me a lot of Heart, like that
Yeah.
Chuck and I played a while back. Or
Mhm.
like just sort of like endless like grind, and like it's just weird and weird and weird. And then there was this really good micro setting that I liked called Willow, which was it's kind of like a grim fairy tale type setting.
Is that like the
which-
Waking of Willoughby Hall or some shit or something else?
It might be something else. I don't know. It's just called Willow.
Okay.
Is that the lighthouse? Is that lighthouse, Chuck?
No, the one I'm talking about is another.
No, I
scene.
mean your background.
Oh yeah, Lighthouse. It's a great
Yeah, okay.
movie.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
You and your goddamn farts.
Oh god, that's a good movie. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. But like, I don't know. I didn't back anything last year, so I didn't really know about it as much last year. Like I was still in the board game Kickstarter stuff, and like I've shifted to mostly doing RPG
Tabletop,
stuff now. Yeah, which is way cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually am super excited to play a role playing game about roller derby. So
There you go.
it's like,
Sexy battle roller derby.
There you go.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm down. with it.
I like
there-
the idea that you just append sexy battle either to the front or back
yeah.
of something, and then it's
Right.
just a
Hell
new
yeah.
thing. Sexy,
Sexy.
battle supermarket sweep.
Oh my
Sexy
gosh,
battle-
I would
Sexy
watch
battle.
that. I watch
Grocery,
regular
yes.
supermarket sweeps.
Let's
I would
be
watch
honest,
the sexy
yes.
battle version. All right.
Again, you just put those two words together.
It's
I
great.
need that in my
beautiful.
life.
I'm not disparaging it. I'm saying,
Thank
if
you.
it ain't
It really
broke.
does work though.
Yeah.
Sexy battle.
I want it deep inside me.
Oh my gosh.
And there's the hot take. There's
There
the
it
hot
is.
take
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Like kill deep.
nice.
I want it inside me.
Oh,
Oh, so spicy.
And did I say something?
no, I'm just
sorry.
reacting.
no.
That's
It's
all.
all good.
It's all good.
Oh.
Let's switch up.
thank
I've
you.
already rolled it out. We're gonna go with let's see. Best thing you've watched this week, or the worst thing you've watched this week.
Oh fuck! Has anybody
Okay.
watched The Boys yet? Because I haven't
I
watched it yet.
have watched. They're
Not
doing
yet.
3 episodes a week, and I've
they?
watched the first 3 episodes. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Okay.
So yeah. The
Good.
Boys would be my big one. I enjoyed it. I think because season 1 of The Boys, it started off real strong at the start.
Yeah.
And then kind of towards the back half of the season, it got kind of, I don't want to say slow, but it wasn't as engaging at least. The front half of the season was way better. And so far these first 3 seasons, the tone and the pacing has changed a little bit. And they're digging more into like the heavy plot stuff. So I'm enjoying it. First 3 episodes, I thought they were real good.
And
Cool.
I binge. Of course, we all binged the Umbrella Academy season 2.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. But Boys is so much the next level of fucked up that like I'm really looking forward to this next season.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Let's see. Should we do this in some kind of order so everyone gets to talk?
I think that's a good idea.
Jeremy.
I have spent way too much time watching some fucking Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing that. Is it
Yeah,
good?
me too. I mean, I haven't watched it.
I never watched that shit, and there's something like just oddly delightful watching Karate Kid from the opposite perspective. This other motherfucker be like, that dude sucker punched me. He was an asshole, and I love it. I fucking love it. Like Cobra Kai is great.
Yeah.
I know. I need to watch it too. Now that's on Netflix, I feel like I really, really ought to watch it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing, because
I'm-
wasn't it like on YouTube Red or something?
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
1 season in. I'm at the I just finished the first season, and it's just so good. I love the idea of like seeing things from the other dude's perspective, and like, well, you're kind of a dick,
Yeah.
but
I mean, like,
I get it.
you know, in the Karate Kid, like, he fucking cheated. Like, he sucker punched. He was also
did.
overage. He was 18 for a youth's tournament because Mr. Miyagi fucking lied.
Oh, that's true. It was,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
He was overage for it. And then the follow-up movies where he goes back and does the tournament again, he's definitely over 18 there.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
the second one's always been my favorite. Like
I-
second Karate Kid.
I don't remember it.
What?
I know I
Is that
watched
the
it.
one when they're in Korea, or is that the third one?
No,
Not
it's-
Korea, but
it-
like
the
Korea.
second one's Japan, and they have to fight at the end.
Okinawa.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
It's the
and it's like a-
the little thing with the two balls
with
that go.
the-
Yeah,
they get the little drum thing, which is
I
amazing.
remember that. Yeah.
yeah. I'll tell them to do that. That's
Mhm.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
The Hillary
Peter Cetera
Swank
is
one was
crushing it.
better.
There was a
The
Hillary
Hillary
Swank one,
Swank.
too. Yeah, it was the Karate Kid 3.
Yeah, the Hillary
Yeah.
Swank one
I
was
liked
better.
it.
Yeah,
I don't
Yep,
remember
me too.
that.
I had a crush
She
on Hillary
jumped
Swank.
over a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that came out, I was like, "This is my Karate Kid." You beat me up, I'd be
Lord.
fine with that.
What do you think of the Jackie Chan, Jaden Smith
Will
Karate
Smith,
Kid?
Jaden Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw it. I spared myself that.
Hey, oh man, we just got a raid with 25 people. Hey,
Holy shit.
25 people.
What?
Nine
25
Tide
people.
25.
Damn.
Thanks for showing up.
What?
Thanks for the follow. This is fantastic.
There's a pineapple.
There is a
Sorry,
pineapple.
Ron.
Hey, this is our after show.
mascot.
We just finished up running White Plume Mountain in DCC, and so now we're just kind of shooting the shit. So we're talking about all the cool stuff we watched this week.
Yeah.
So now I think we're gonna kick it to Jen. Jen, what have you watched this week?
Oh no, this is. I wish that 25 people hadn't just rated this channel.
Now
for
they get to
this
hear your
answer.
shame.
You're shit in line.
It is a fucking bad answer that I'm about to give.
I am about it.
So
Give the
I
answer.
really, really, really love bad reality TV.
Okay.
Like
I'm not.
I will go between watching horror, like give me like the most like crazy psychological horror, and then at the same time also give me toddlers and tiaras. And so I watch like, and so the thing that I have discovered, I know it's like Jesus Christ, what a monster.
You know, I would
What,
actually
you're
posit
a
those are both
monster.
horror. Those are both horror, is what I
They
would
really
posit.
are.
Yeah, they are.
There's an element of
They
horror.
are. They are.
So for me, I've been watching Selling Sunset, which is about selling property in Beverly Hills. And I lived in Los Angeles for about 10 years. And so watching this is very cathartic to see how much fucking money people spend on houses.
Oh,
And
wow.
also
Yeah.
what bitches women can be to each other, because man, women be bitches. So that was really fun to watch. And I'm
Oh.
still watching it. It's great.
Nice.
What's
I
up,
can't-
Jeremy? Jeremy, do you have a point?
Well, I just there was the I'm sorry, there was the women be bitches thing, and then I was just I'm quiet.
It's a wonderful journey.
So
It was a
good.
journey.
I
That's
do
so
like
good.
I can't knock. I like reality TV shows. You know, Ashley and I used to watch any of the was it the VH1s? We watched the fucking Ink Black Ink Crew. We watched anything with New York of Love or any of that shit. I do like the History Channel reality shit, like The Curse of Oak Island. What? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just remembered a better thing that I've seen on TV that people should watch.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. I just realized it. I feel like this is my redemption moment. Godam is on Netflix, and
Oh, yeah,
it is
yeah, yeah.
a short series of very, very short Korean horror legends, which you can devour it in like an hour. They're so good. And it has, the one that people are the most familiar with is the elevator game, which is you get onto an elevator and you press a series of buttons in a specific order, and it opens up a door to another dimension. And there are very specific things that you should or shouldn't do. Like if a woman gets onto the elevator, you're not supposed to look at her, you're not supposed to talk to her. And the really cool thing is like, they don't give you the full context of the urban legend. They just throw you into a story that activates it. So it's great. So anyway, and yeah, Jeremy is just, I don't know what Jeremy is like
I don't know.
tapping
Just-
into the fact that he knows of these horror stories, and he's like, I don't know.
Just
sorry,
wait
what?
until he gets the mask out. That's where it gets good.
This
Oh,
one's
no.
gonna get really
He's looking
good.
for it. Why did you proc?
Oh.
Did you proc this? Why did you
'Cause-
proc this?
No, like I was watching like Curse of Oak Island back on the reality TV shows.
Is that on Lake Michigan, Chuck?
No, it's like off of like Canada
It's up
or
in
some
Canada.
island. Yeah,
Oh.
just off of.
Okay.
But it's like a study into a man's like, you know, mental health issues. Like
Speaking of,
so wonderful.
He's doing the head bob too.
dance
It's
is-
he's
I can't.
full
I
in
don't
it.
move.
Speaking of turgid.
Full in it.
Jeez.
He's so full in this. I can't tell you what's happening right now, actually.
Actually, you can, because this
No
is a
one
repeat
can.
occurrence.
Jeff,
This
what
is
do you
normal.
got? Not old
This-
Jeff. What do you
is this the
got?
normal?
This is pretty normal, yeah.
Yeah.
Ray's right. This is more than the second time this has happened.
Yeah,
Oh,
sometimes
boy.
Jeremy just feels himself, and the luchador mask has to come out.
There you go. There you
This is
go.
what he's being
Hey, I gotta get out of here,
luchador.
guys.
Okay. It
Yeah, I
was
gotta take
fun
off.
hanging out.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Thanks for sure, man.
Absolutely.
Am I gonna mess up your whole?
I'll fix it. It's fine.
Bye, old
Okay.
Jeff.
Thanks,
All right.
thanks, old
Goodbye,
Jeff.
old Jeff.
Hey.
Thanks for hanging out.
We love you, Jeff.
All right, love you
Hi,
guys,
old
too.
Jeff.
Take care.
Puma Horse, we'll do it.
Yeah, I'm about it. I'll prep it. We'll play it.
I would still like to be referred to as not old Jeff.
You 100%
Okay,
got
you're in
it.
I just want to
Uh,
say that I love Jeff. I mean, old Jeff. I love old Jeff.
Not this Jeff.
Not
This
old
sucks.
Jeff.
Just
Now,
love Jeff's.
I think that out of anyone here that may be closest to the age might be not old Jeff, same age as me, because almost every single reference I've thrown out, he gets.
Yeah, we do seem to be roughly.
And if it's not him, it's Melissa.
She's a little younger than me, but not too
Okay.
much. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Jen did it earlier.
What's
Age.
up? Oh, are we talking about how old we are?
How old do we think Friendon is?
Oh fuck.
Well, I know.
For those who know, don't
Brendan?
answer.
Oh, like 22.
Okay, come
I can see
on.
that.
Really? He's been drinking for 1 year? That's what you think?
All right, 36.
Yeah, you're close. 39 in October.
Okay.
Can't do it. I'm not flexible. Like my back doesn't move. Like I'm a
I'm
piece
pretty
of spaghetti that's almost been cooked all the way, but it still kind of doesn't wiggle around right.
You know, I want to guess how old Jeremy is, and I'm going to guess like a solid 19. Like, look at that youthful energy.
Look at him. I mean, it's
him.
joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I can't move
So
like that.
much.
My bones would turn to dust.
And
This is-
print screen.
And new background.
Once
New
he starts
backgrounds.
moving. Got it.
May or may not have print screened a lot of that, or
Yeah, I
all of it.
know,
I
yeah.
don't know. Weird.
Yeah.
That's so
Incredible.
great.
We all have our own print screens.
All right,
You
where
can
are
come
we
to our
at?
Discord channel if you want any
Yeah.
of these custom backgrounds.
I think we were on not
Absolutely.
old Jeff with
Yeah, not old Jeff. What have you watched this week?
I started watching Doom Patrol on your
It's a great
recommendation.
show. Great
Nice.
show.
I think we have one more episode left in season 1.
Yeah.
So yeah. I
What?
think we're, like,
Listen, Doom Patrol's so great, but any of the Danny episodes are just—they're so good. I love
Yeah.
the Danny episodes.
I really like the beard investigator guy.
Oh my
And
god,
I really miss the beard investigator guy. Like he was gone too soon. Like
he was
that's-
gone too soon. The
he's
Beard
wonderful.
Investigator was so great.
Yes. It
All
was
of
very
you should
gross,
watch
but
Doom Patrol. It is just so fucking gonzo, but it's
weird
still
and
down to
silly.
earth in a weird way.
Oh yeah, and like
Can I
it's
catch
got
that?
such a good
Can I catch that
cast.
somewhere other than the station, the only streamer that it was, the streaming station that was on?
HBO
Just on
Max.
NBC or some shit?
I'm watching on HBO Max. That's where I'm getting it.
HBO Max.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's where it's
HBO
at.
Max.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the
But,
only
like,
place you can get it.
It's got a great cast, like Brendan Fraser's.
Brendan-
in it.
I love
It's
Brendan
got,
Fraser.
Like,
He's
Matt
so
Bomer
fucking
in it,
great.
and it's got like, I mean, so many good.
Mostly works.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Like, I was really impressed with it. Yeah. So and it's just hilarious. It's just absolutely hilarious,
Yeah.
fun, hilarious, and it does have like good characters and shit, and hit you in the feels every now and then. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it's a
good.
good recommendation.
All right, Lich, it's your turn.
All right. So this isn't recent, but I'm going to bring it up because I want to make sure everybody's seen it. Has everybody watched Midnight Express?
Yeah.
No, what is this?
the Netflix? The Netflix?
I haven't.
Mm-mm.
I I don't know what this is.
Not Midnight Express. No, wait, it's like not
Polar
Midnight.
Express. Oh,
No, it's not
Pineapple
Midnight
Express.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Why are there
I
so
mean,
many
I thought-
expresses?
I mean, Midnight Express is like the prison movie from the 70s.
It is, and it's not that. It's
No,
Midnight something else.
Billy. It's that one.
Hold on,
Hey,
hold on.
Diesel Shot, thanks for that raid. We're
for
just
the
shooting the shit and talking about all the fun things we watched.
All right, Midnight Gospel.
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
Midnight Gospel.
Midnight
No,
Gospel's great.
Yeah.
I started watching it and I'm just like, this shit seems depressed as fuck. I've
Fuck
got
yeah.
enough terrible shit going on in my life.
No.
I don't need to help it. So
No, it's not depressed. What are you talking about? No,
maybe
no.
I
It's
gave
all
up
about
too soon.
conversations with people about how to deal with life.
Yeah,
that's the same guy. That's Pendleton Ward, right?
right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, he did the animation. Yes.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a podcast about life stuff that's set to a very trippy, multi-dimensional virtual reality streaming service. I mean, it's real simple.
Okay.
Friendin's there. All right.
Mm-hmm. I like it a lot. Midnight Gospel is one of my favorite things that's been on Netflix in a while.
Fuck yeah. It's one of my favorite things that's been ever anywhere now.
Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that. The episode about magic where they talk about like the power of words and
fuck yeah.
Yeah, like I I'm a good scientific thinker, but like I enjoy listening to occult things or people that have opinions on the occult. It's just interesting and
just different aspects of it. When it really comes down to it, is every episode is about how do you deal with reality in the moment and how important the moment is.
Right.
That's it. Everybody's different take on how important it is right now that you and me and all of us are having this conversation, having a good time, and what this moment means.
Right.
That's more. It's more than just like later on. We don't care about it later on. It's really important right fucking now.
Yeah, it is about presence of mind and mindfulness and living in the moment.
Exactly.
Damn it, Jeff. You fucker.
I like Adam. I like Adam's screen. That's
awesome. A big old Chuck. Look at that sexy mother chucker.
Oh my god,
Adam's better.
Adam looks so small all of a sudden.
I'm gonna eat you.
You want to know what's so great about this? I have the stream up on my monitor that's over here, and so I can look at Chuck and talk to him. And it looks like I'm looking at Chuck and talking to him.
What's your show, Adam?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah. So
it doesn't have to be show, movie, show, anything. What have you watched?
Show, whatever.
Okay, anything that I've watched within the past week.
That is good that you think you need to share.
Well, the only things that I have watched within the past week, and even if I have watched other things, I would still say them, are the Lollygaggers and the Defenders of Kobold.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Oh my god, what
we paid him well.
This man, this beautiful turgid monument of just beauty.
Oh my god, Jeremy.
Wait, I think
what? I cannot not respect Adam for being.
Of course you can.
No, that's not what we're positing.
Jeremy, I don't get the problem.
Jeremy, how many years has it been now?
Been 84
all
years.
The years. I have loved you all the years, Adam.
All the years, right?
Yeah, you are
all of them.
This is a very special moment.
It's very beautiful, actually.
You're the base of all my turgid love. Okay, I love you.
I think it's been at least.
I'm so glad I'm here for this.
What is turgid love? Okay.
I like Adam. Adam is turgid love. That is turgid love.
Bum bum turgid love.
That's what it means.
God.
Add him to the
You love
playlist.
some pineapple.
Did you not see him like getting frisky with the pineapple?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
my first time.
All right.
If I can get it to, hang on.
But seriously though, seriously though,
There.
like I was watching the Lollygaggers, and I think they've come to understand just how dangerous a rock can be.
Oh yeah.
Because I tried to advise them, and Jeff even said, yeah, there's rocks everywhere, and a lot of times they just wouldn't pick it up and throw it.
Rocks are like I've had some rocks do crazy damage. I have seen Adam. They always explode. Also, I've seen a thrown chair do like 40 plus damage, and I've seen a swung bottle of whiskey do like 40 fucking damage without spending any fate dice or fortune points. Wrong word.
So because of that, because it's happened to me, and because I know that it's happened in other games, I might be willing to share something that was developed for Radiator because of that.
I am interested.
Okay, I'll find it. Let's let Brendan answer that question, and then I'll share it.
Okay.
So the best thing I watched this week is I've been watching nothing but Let's Plays of old Nancy Drew adventure games, just to feel something in my heart. Because the voice actress that does Nancy Drew sounds like an aging septuagenarian, and she's playing a 14-year-old, and it tickles my fancy in such a way that I cannot tell you. Just the cognitive dissonance between this voice actress who sounds like she's like a golden girl playing a 14-year-old and solving crimes. It sends my heart flying.
That's beautiful.
Okay, I think I need a link to this.
Okay.
What?
Nancy Drew point and click adventure.
How do I not know that
I don't need a fucking link. You weird fucking weirdo.
Hey, if loving adventure games crafted for young children that are weirdly creepy and super inappropriate as
Makes you weird? Yes, it makes you weird. I love it.
All right, okay. Guess I'm weird then.
Guess you're weird.
Well, I think you're in good company as you speak to the pineapple.
You're in good camp. Oh, you're in good company.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
All right.
Jeremy, is there more booze in that cup?
No.
Jeremy, do you have any water?
He doesn't need water. He gets all of his water from his
Jeremy, you got any water?
There's
kidneys.
so much humidity here in the
Jeremy,
Midwest.
any water?
Who needs?
No, you do. You do not get to use that as an excuse.
H2O, no, Jeremy, you need water.
H2.
I drink water all day long.
No, it's
I
the
drank
night now.
water once.
There's probably water in whatever you're drinking.
Yeah,
too,
like it's
you know?
water
I
based.
put ice cubes
I
in here.
cannot believe you guys.
I was trying to get him to do it too.
I put
I know you are.
so many ice cubes in my drink.
And ice is just
Before the
another
stream.
kind of water.
It's true.
It is.
Ice is water.
It's just cold flavored water.
Fucking Jeremy right now. Oh my god.
Cold flavored water.
Thank you for the water drink. I'm so grateful.
Oh my gosh. Do we have anybody else who needs to answer this question?
No, I was last.
No.
Answer the question.
That means you get first next one.
No,
Okay,
no.
Firsties.
I found the trait.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save you, then. I found the trait. So it's called not sportsmanlike.
Oh.
And when using an
Princess Bride.
yes.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
When using an
I'm sorry.
improvised, that's okay. When
I was
using
so
an
upset.
Oh my gosh, let him finish.
kind of better this way. Anyways, when using an improvised throwing weapon, you add the punishing and vicious qualities.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's
And
about
that's thanks to the lollygaggers and the defenders of Kobold continuing the tradition of showing just how deadly rocks can be.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah, I've started-
Vicious, punishing rocks.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I've started adding rock as like an actual weapon item in our character sheets.
Just think, if I can't say those words, if we ever play Zweihander in Foundry, you can just add rock as an item and just drag it onto your character sheet.
I know.
Oh my god. No. Why?
Yeah,
You'll die.
like
Rocks, sticky rocks, just regular rocks. Not
All right.
sticky rocks.
Pebbles.
Let's roll one in the TTRPG category.
Well, I did. I already rolled.
Oh.
Oh,
And our
Fancy.
next topic is DM screen.
okay.
Yes or no?
Yes. What? Why would there be a no?
Do you use? Not everyone uses a DM screen. This is a spicy topic.
Oh, spicy.
Let's level the spicy. Let's take a measure of
Yes.
spiciness.
So-
Here's my
yeah.
opinion. If there is a DM screen, use the fucking DM screen.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
Why would you
100%.
not? How awesome is it?
So okay,
I'm
I think that
1,000% with Lich.
I think the topic here is not necessarily. This goes to a different point. Using the DM screen as a quick reference. All right, that's great.
You're wonderful.
I'm balls deep with Lich right now.
I take
Okay.
offense to that. What should you be, Jeremy, to be inclusive?
I mean, balls deep or vag deep. I don't
Thank
know.
you.
Let's be inclusive,
Thank you.
okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let's get fucking deep with the lich here.
Thank you.
Let's get deep with the lich here.
That
Let's
should be
get
your
deep.
after show. Let's get
Ovaries
deep with
deep.
the lich.
Let's get deep.
All right.
If it's on Jeremy's tack of talking
I
about
love
this,
ovaries
it could
deep.
be
That's
like
fantastic.
Lechin with Lich, and then you
That's
just
lich. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Are
We
you
got this.
talking? Are you talking a GM screen to hide dice results?
Yeah, that's I think what the point is.
Oh.
Well, then, yeah.
Deep. Oh God.
I just like the whole aesthetic. I like the aesthetic of the DM screen. I think it's fucking cool. It
Like the
separates
oppressiveness.
Yeah.
the authoritarianness of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I like
Some of us
hiding
live
behind.
behind
I'm
the
the
wall.
fucking dungeon master.
To me, mostly just because the lich fucking hates you. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Okay. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't
wrong.
hate you.
Oh shit! I thought he hated you.
I just want
guess
you to know
know,
that I'm better than you.
I'm an asshole. Fine. I'm an asshole. The lich is cool. I'm an asshole, and I just fucking accept it.
Yeah.
Everything
We'll
he's
just
saying
go
is
from there.
disconnected
You're
to
not
each
an
other. It's
asshole.
amazing.
You're just better.
All right. So I think the
Holy
real
shit.
argument goes down to, I think this delves down to, do you fudge dice roll or not?
No,
Oh no.
Yes.
I don't.
Roll
Yes.
out in front
Yes,
of
I
everybody.
do.
100%.
Goddamn right, I do.
I never,
Okay,
but I
look,
never
if you're a
fudge
good
dice
dungeon
roll
master,
against.
you roll the fucking dice in front of everybody, and then you fucking make up shit.
It's I
There,
just
I said it. I don't give a fuck what I fucking roll in front of you. I'm gonna decide what the fuck happens after.
I have the only time that I fudge dice rolls though is whenever I know it's going to have an extremely negative effect on the like it's like in Unreal. I have done so many crits. Like I don't like it whenever my dice rolls are coming out super positive and it oppresses the ability for them to play the game because it's like, guess what? You're all prone. Like good luck
Yeah.
fighting this one
I'm
out.
in
But
the same boat. I agree with you entirely on that. If your dice rolls are ruining the fun of the table, then I'll fudge those rolls.
Yeah.
sometimes even if there's a player who's having a particularly bad night
yeah,
and I'm rolling too good against them, I
Yeah.
will change the rolls to stop that from happening.
Listen,
'Cause I don't want to tilt somebody.
I tend to be pretty firm, but the bottom line is everyone's got to have fun.
Yeah.
If someone's not having fun, and if I can increase their fun by lying to them about what I rolled, 100% I will.
Can I say something?
yeah.
Can I interject in there?
Yeah.
And like our world is different now. Like somebody not having fun on stream in front of other people is even more important of something you need to consider.
Absolutely.
Than not having fun at the table when we're just like in someone's basement doing whatever.
I mean,
yeah, that's important too, but
I
it's
mean,
even more important.
I mean, essentially, you got to look at it like this. We're all entertainers now. We're all providing entertainment for others.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're 100% on that. Like, if someone is having a bad time because they just feel like they're unfairly getting the shit kicked out of them, then, yeah, I will 100%, 100% I'll fudge some rolls to improve their mood. I'll also fudge dice for... The screen's going to go real weird for a second, everyone. I apologize. I'll also fudge dice rolls very specifically for plot stuff.
Yeah.
To make the story interesting. Like, I won't change it. I won't make them lose. But, to keep the bad guy alive a little bit longer or to drive home a point. Like, this guy's super dangerous, but I'm rolling shitty. I'll fuck around with dice rolls for that. Anyone else got opinions on this?
I used to, but I don't anymore. And,
I don't either.
And I actually don't think. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to fudging him either. I feel like I get what you're saying. Like everyone's saying about the idea of like making sure a player isn't having a bad night or making sure the story goes well. But I also feel like the problem at that point is that maybe the story is a little too fragile at that point. If like a handful of dice rolls or one or two dice rolls might go wrong, I feel like there's other contexts that you can do, other contexts you can provide, like whether it's adding an extra wrinkle to a combat, or whether it's introducing some sort of like mid combat change the dynamic. But like, I don't know. There's like, for me, I've gotten to the point like, because of COVID, we don't play in person anymore. So I don't actually use a dungeons or like a DM screen anymore.
Yeah.
I used to, but I don't, just because I don't need to. I have it on my PDFs on my screens and such, right? So like, yeah, I think
the real question here is it what Chuck's made it about. It's not about the dungeon screen at all. It's about how much does Dice rule what we do.
Yeah,
and it doesn't. They don't. They don't. They're there to instigate chaos and new things. But if it is a detriment to what's going on, then you fucking ignore it. It's not. Dice is not God.
But like, here's the thing, though. Like, I think it depends entirely upon the dice roll, because like, if you're in combat, I think there are combat rules, and like, you should probably subscribe to those combat rules. If we're talking about other dice rolls, like a dice roll to see if like you convince an NPC to do something, or if you find like the clue, well, don't hide the NPC's reaction behind the dice roll. Don't hide the clue behind the dice roll. But like,
hide it. No.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like just give it to them.
Well, yeah, I definitely. And like, this is a good thing that like DCC puts out. Only make them roll when absolutely necessary.
Right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's a lot of shit. Like Bitter Harvest, we were running that last night. There was a lot of information that I was giving you that calls for a dice roll in the book. But I'm just like, for the sake of the plot, one, it should be fairly obvious, and two, for the sake of making the plot more entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, just share the information.
Yeah. Yeah. I've started like, I mean, I remember reading like that Electric Bashland game that I was playing for a bit that I was telling you about. Like, like there's interesting theories about like the idea of like just give them more information that you would normally feel comfortable with. Like, if you feel you're like, oh no, I want to withhold this information, don't give it to them anyway. Like, because there's always going to be other types of secrets that you can introduce later.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I do feel like in most games, like combat is where like the rules themselves become the most like objective or quantitative in some way, and I think that's where like the fudging of the roles I always feel kind of weird about. Like, it's like, it is what it is,
Yeah.
Live with it.
I tend to like really high lethality systems and systems that are somewhat punishing. And so for me, like, fudging the roles in a way it doesn't add to the narrative, it subtracts from it in a way. It's like that tragedy that befalls a player when they have a terrible night is part of that shared narrative that we're building together. And so I tend not to. Like, I'm more on the side of, I will make you not roll for things that are obvious if I feel like the session is being punitive, rather than fudging the results of rolls, for sure.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And
you said it way better than I was
That's
trying
fair.
to say.
Yeah.
That's fair, because it's like, I mean, I think about it now. Now you guys are making me think that maybe I'm wrong to fudge rolls, because it's like it's putting too much control over the narrative at times, and like to be fair though, I only ever fudge rolls whenever I feel like. To be fair, I've also only ever GM'd in Pathfinder and in 5e and 3.5, where the investment in characters is so high, and the death of a character is something that's so massive that like if you knock somebody down below their constitution, they're gone. Like, there is no recovering them. And it's not like you spent like 5 minutes building this character, you'll just make another one. It's like they've built attachments, and it took them hours to like put this character together. So that's probably the only time that I really is whenever I feel like it's going to like wipe them from the game. But I like the concept of letting the game roll the way that it does, and letting it be part of the chaos. And even going to my earlier thing of everybody gets knocked prone, then it's, well, how do we figure out how we survive with all of us being knocked prone? How do we work together as a team to figure this out? Jeff is my mortal enemy.
Sometimes in a lot of the games I kind of run, I don't know why death has to be such a fucking literal thing. Like, I don't play games so that the reality comes so much into it that somebody has to fucking die. I want a good fucking story. I want to, like, any story that you can think of that you'll tell me, like, good fucking stories with the heroes. They don't fucking die. Eventually, maybe they die. But the thing is, like, that you want to create something fun together and have fun. So having these stipulations where it's got to be so literal that you got to be like, if you do this, if this rolls this, you're gonna fucking die. That isn't fucking. That's a video game.
Well, yes and no, because there's definitely narratives and forms of entertainment where the stories are solely predicated upon people doing poorly. Like, look at the Coen Brothers films. Like, those are entertaining as hell. And
I
so
love it. There's games called Fiasco that where
I
you
want to play
play that
Fiasco
and you
so
play
bad
those
with this
games.
group.
Just
I'm
like
not gonna lie. I want to play Fiasco
that. Love that game.
so
Okay,
goddamn
all right,
bad
guys,
with this
okay,
group.
can I say that
so
I have
hard?
the new edition with the fucking and it's on shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
The box. I'm holding it up right fucking now. I have it. I have it right here because I want to play it with a Friendin. Are
my-
you showing me the same fucking box?
Oh my god! Holy shit! Lich,
Brendan,
Brendan, can I goddamn
Oh
put
my
you in a bear
God.
hug at the same time?
So I brought up that line of
Pretty pleased to play
conversation
this shit
Lich.
right now.
I brought up that line of conversation because I love Fiasco, and it's a
Yeah.
game where you're supposed to fail, right?
Right.
And so that's what I wanted to bring up is like, it depends on your goals, it depends on the narrative,
Right.
and it depends on the expectations you set for the players at the table too.
Thank you.
And so as long as everybody buys into what you're going to do, then you don't have to fudge the dice rolls as much either, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I-
yeah, for sure.
I think a lot of it has to do with the amount of trust that the table has with you. Period.
Yeah.
I roll my dice in the center of the table because I play at a square table.
Yeah.
So like I roll it right there in the center of the table for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Because I try to be extremely neutral, like so neutral that I'm never showing any favorites, or I'm not trying to lead the story in a direction that, you know, even though I thought it would be cool if this happened, like I'm not trying to lead them there because of their like any choices I make. So it's so particularly also with my luck with rolling initiative as a GM and rolling damage on brooms and rocks, versus like my luck for being a player. I roll really poorly on initiative, and Jeremy can attest that I roll more critical failures than anyone. So like with that, I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm cheating or picking on them. And with that in mind, when I'm doing that at the table, I'm like, okay, they've got a such and such chance, and I roll that. I've noticed after a while, everybody, when they get used to the game, and particularly my GM style, everybody leans in and looks, and like everybody cheers or goes, or, you know, everyone reacts to it. And like, as far as coming at it from the entertaining perspective, I think I'm the one with the least amount of experience in this group, because like I have a very small show that like probably 5 or 10 people watch because it's behind a paywall, you know? But I think that it promotes a good atmosphere. The players can say, yeah, Gabe, which is one of my nicknames. Yeah, Gabe cheats a lot, and you know, because everyone knows it's a joke. They're like, don't tell him your initiative because he'll always one roll higher. He'll always roll one more higher. And my luck as a GM, I almost always roll one more higher than them.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, kind of going back to the start of the topic, I started to, instead of changing the way I played, I started to play systems that played the way I wanted to play. Like, if you find yourself continually adjudicating in a way that is counter to the dice rolls in that game, then something is wrong with that game and your table. And so there are other options out there. Like, I play a lot of like real small indie like OSR stuff like Knave, Maze Rats, Black Hack Tui, Macchiato Monsters, to a lesser degree like Tiny Dungeon. Like, there are systems out there that can be fast to generate characters that don't make it a giant pain when you die. And if the other people at the table are like me and they like that, that's what we'll do. Otherwise, we'll play a hero system like 5e where you live forever, and that's fine too. We'll tell our stories, right?
Yeah. I would point out there my most frequent point of cheating as a GM is fucking hit points. I constantly increase or decrease hit points depending on how it's going. Combat dragging,
Of course.
Fuck yeah. You mean
I
the
lower
monsters?
that fucking monsters.
Fuck
Yeah. combat's dragging, that monster lost a whole bunch of hit points right there.
Yeah.
Or like if the party is just demolishing this monster and there's not going to be any fun in the fight because, you know, we kill it in one shot, which is exciting, kinda, but there's a lot more being able to like really dig in there and just fight the shit out of it. Yeah,
I also. Sorry, go ahead, Chuck.
I was just going to say I'll fudge hit points. I'll move them up or down depending on the situation.
That was something that I was scared to do because I started off in super rigid systems, and what I bumped into was like there were people who metagamed it. This was actually one of my most recent and like, you know, the last game because I haven't played in person in a really long time. That I GM'd was like a group of people who would literally write down the amount of damage they were doing in each of their hits, and then say, oh, well, now I know how much it's going to take down these next guys because it took us this amount of like damage to take down the rest. And I was like, no, you have to jettison that information from your mind because you can't treat it like that. You can't make it like a case of like, I know this meta knowledge and therefore I'm going to react very specifically knowing this meta knowledge because that's not the way that the game works. And so, but I was too afraid to fudge it because when I did fudge it, they called me on it and they were like, why did you change the HP? And I was like, because they're different versions of the same creature, and they did not like that. And I haven't really played with those people in a while, so that might be a.
That sounds like a them problem.
No, there
honestly.
is.
Oh, we'll someday we'll talk about the ire that I've received being a female GM and how many times that I've gotten people pulling out rule books to tell me why I'm wrong, and I'm like, no, I'm actually right in this one, or like it's I'm trying to do this to be fun. That's why it doesn't follow the rule book. I'm not following the rule book for that. Oh God, we don't. Have to
I'm
talk
just gonna
about
throw
that
this in there. Are you saying that you need us to join in you running a session? Because I would deeply love for you to run a session, and I will not challenge you.
I
have been
gender bullshit.
So
I won't challenge you at all. You're DM.
I want to
master.
get, as you would put it, this your words, not mine, Jen. I want to get vag deep in your. Please run that shit for us.
I will too. I'll make your life a living hell, but not because I question your calls. I'll just make bad decisions as character.
I cannot be managed. Age says I cannot be managed.
All right, next girls' night out is you, Jen.
Oh
my gosh.
No. I have been, based on that last group, I have been like semi scared away from being a GM, and so I need to rebuild that confidence.
Oh, the group you're talking about. Yeah.
We can run some offline games.
Yeah.
Look at these assholes right here. Look at these fucking assholes.
A lot of boys.
There would be no other group. There'd be no other group that I would run it with.
I'm a guys.
Please.
There's no other group that I would feel more safe running it with than you guys. So just FYI, just so you guys know, whenever
I'll tell you what,
I get there.
I've been wanting to run a bunch of DCC so I can start playtesting adventure stuff. I will commit to running offline DCC for everyone if you commit to also GMing something.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it. I'm not trying to make you commit to something in the
no
air.
decisions now.
Let me think about it.
But I'm saying if you take the leap, I will too. It's not an ultimatum. I'm just saying if you do, I will.
Going back to HP, there is an alternate form of HP. Back when I ran 5th edition, it's what I used. I took the monster's HP, divided it by 10, and that's how many decent hits it took to kill the monster. I didn't count the numbers. So if the monster had 50 HP, it takes 5 decent hits. If you roll 1 hit point of damage, I don't count it.
Have you ever used a hit point pool?
I haven't. What is that?
So say each monster has 20 hit points and there's 5 of them. You just have 100 hit points.
Oh yeah.
And when they reach that threshold, one of them dies. So I mean, it could be like if they had 81 hit points and someone did like 20, then like they killed one of them, and then if someone did like 1 or 2 damage, the next one was killed even if it hadn't been hit before.
Yeah.
But so long as your players know that too, and you're like, hey, this is an abstraction.
Yeah.
You've got a set amount of hit points that you need to wear down. Damage still matters. But you may, then I think that everyone at the table is able to subscribe to that.
kind of riffing, not exactly the same, but like the minion rules for the Fantasy Flight games, like Fantasy Flight Star Wars. They very specifically had their minion rules. They were cinematic characters, one hit no matter what, and they're killed. And it's designed, like when you're Luke Skywalker's just blasting down the fucking hallway. He hits these dudes and they just fucking drop. And that's kind of what these are for. Like, they can deal out the regular amount of damage. They have the regular tactics, but they only have one damage.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me also a little bit of Zweihander on some that if you get an injury or cause them to bleed, they die.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else we want to cover in this? Or shall we pick a new topic? Oh my gosh.
I think we kind of went there. I think we kind of covered what we needed to cover.
That's great, Brendan.
So we've been joking. Ray and I have been joking that we need to take reality TV shows and turn them into TTRPGs.
Yes.
Also, Jeff, what is happening?
They're multiplying.
Son of a bitch. Why? I mean,
right.
I don't normally feel any shame, but god damn it.
What are we talking about? Look at these faces.
Yes.
I love that.
I know,
That's
he's
the.
really thinking. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
What did you do?
It's such a huge file.
Why did you make it? Are you trying to get the image of that Friendin drew?
Oh.
Yes.
He did all of our tokens before the game, and then after Jeff and Dog Sothoth became one,
When
he
two
did
become one.
their token. Is that what you're pulling up?
No, something new.
What is this?
My dick.
What is oh
That's good.
Oh
god.
my god!
Oh my god!
Urgent pineapple! Holy
It's
shit!
incredible! It's fucking incredible!
Holy shit!
You're muted, Lich. Lich, you're muted. I can't hear your reaction to this.
Fucking fruit.
Okay, did you just do that?
Yeah, I drew two things during this. Yeah.
Isn't this incredible?
He's
the
I like the little
superhuman. Fucking superhuman. Let's not degrade it.
No,
I'm not superhuman.
Fucking superhuman.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is.
Yeah, he
Lich, can I just ask you, is this motherfucker superhuman?
fuck yeah, dude. He's like my favorite person right now.
He's fucking
Oh,
superhuman.
no. That's a
Yes.
standard I can't possibly live up to.
You shut the fuck up. You're superhuman.
I'm just
You
gonna mute
shut the
myself.
fuck up. You're
That's fine.
superhuman.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know
drunk.
if I agree with the pineapple picture, but I love him.
I'm just belligerent, but also appreciative.
Incredible.
I'm
I'm
like drawing
literally
things for
appreciative, motherfucker.
I just like drawing things for friends. Because the thing is, I'll level with y'all, and we'll get back to tabletop. But like, I could do a billion things for clients and not get the satisfaction I get out of drawing one thing for somebody like y'all that just brings joy in your friends. Like, come on, it's a billion times better.
Yeah, I can identify with that. I'm not a visual artist, but I'm a musician.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've made a couple scores for movies. You might have heard some music in the background of like some of the RPG stuff we do, but like writing a song for a friend and sending that to them, it's really, really redeeming.
That's because because businesses don't give a fuck about you, but we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I love you.
New
So
topic. This is in general TTRPG.
Okay.
It's just labeled a good death. And we get to talk about our favorite character deaths, whether that is a character of your own that died or a character that you have killed in game. And I can talk about both because I've killed a lot of characters. I've only had one character really die.
Dan?
No. I've killed.
Dan's
I've
not a
killed.
character; he's a player.
Well, Dan is actually a
Dan?
very he's a
Dan?
very defensive player. He knows he's got shitty luck on dice rolls, and he plays into that accordingly. So I don't think I've ever really killed, like in funnels, of course, I've killed Dan's characters. That doesn't count. The only leveled character of Dan's that I ever killed was the Black Heart of Thackle the Undying, but that doesn't count because that's just made for killing characters. I've never killed Dan's character. My character, I already talked about it earlier, was Morthos, who fell down a bottomless pit and then burnt himself alive. That way he didn't have to starve to death as he fell down the bottomless pit in the fucking dungeon thing. I forget the name of it. Come on, we all talked about I'm going to prep it and run it eventually. What is it called?
Tomb of Horrors?
That's it.
Yeah.
I've killed a lot of characters. Let's let other people talk. We're going to start at the bottom and move up.
Hold on.
Go
Can I
ahead.
talk about killing Dan? So the very first time I met you guys, you came to my birthday in January. It was January 31st.
Yeah.
You came to my birthday bash, which was I wanted to run a funnel with as many people as I could. Like 12 of you showed up. It was awesome.
That's
Dan
fun.
was one of the first ones. You all decided in I forget the fucking name, the module. You all decided to go in the
Sailors
back
on the Starless Sea.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, sailors. You decided to go to the back of the fucking castle, and the back of the castle is the most dangerous because you're walking up all this like crumbled fucking artifice castle and all these big boulders, and they're all precariously perched. And the moment you step wrong, they all start falling, and they do super amount of damage. And Dan died in that whole thing. He like died in the first fucking turn.
Yeah, he did.
And I always remember because I felt so bad, and he stuck around for the whole fucking time. That was my first introduction to Dan, that he died, and I finally was able to bring him back and give him a character like halfway during the night.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really awesome. And that's why I love. I don't think it should be Dan dies in the beginning. It's Dan dies. I mean, not Dan dies in the end. It should be Dan dies in the beginning. But that's
Well, for you, he definitely did.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
It should be Dan dies by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Somewhere in there, he's going to croak. Let's go reverse order. Friendon, tell us about character deaths.
Okay, so my favorite one was one I planned with the GM about 6 months in advance, and it was for myself. And it was to give up control over a character that I was playing and turn it into the big bad evil guy of a campaign.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which could be really crappy if done poorly. But what we did was I played a very jovial, fun character that ingratiated themselves to the party, was very jokey, and 6 months in, pulled the the tablecloth off the table, and the dishware fell, and he just turned on everybody, and I turned it over to the GM, and then I started to play my actual character.
That's
and
awesome.
it was fun because everybody liked him, and it turned out he used all the information he'd gleaned by being their friend against them, and that's what made that final encounter interesting.
That's awesome. I like that. Adam.
Okay, one for, like, I kind of have one for each GM and player.
Yeah.
The one where I was a player, we were actually playing 4th edition D&D. It was my very first game with Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
Fox, yeah. And I was playing a halfling, and there was this theater that someone had stored all this black powder in. And I stayed behind to try and put the black powder out because everyone would die if it wasn't. And so I was trying to essentially save everyone by like throwing this keg that was lit away from all the other kegs, and they were stuck on another side or something like that. And I had gotten it far enough to where I was able to throw it, but I didn't throw it far enough away from me. And a powder keg of black powder, that's just, you're dead.
Yeah.
There's not really any reason to roll the dice.
Right.
That.
I mean,
Yeah, you're straight
All right.
pizza at that point.
I'll say
Yeah.
it. I started in 4th Ed. In fourth ed, your character might have survived that. Thematically, story-wise, it wouldn't have made any damn sense.
Right. Yeah, and that's where it went. It was like, okay, I guess we could try and find out some dice to roll it, and you may survive it, but at this point, let's just call it. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. It was a sacrifice. And then one for killing a player was like, I'm creating a post-apocalyptic game called Radiator RPG, and before I was doing that, we would take the Fallout setting and just kind of kit bash it into whatever game system we were playing at the time. But after a while, I was just like, Fallout's just not really doing it for what I want. Fallout is awesome. It's just not what I want. So I started to move more towards Mad Max and Western, etc. So there's this group of people that are basically like the Brotherhood of Steel. So I'm not taking hours to explain it. And there was this one guy who was like, hey, can they like be kind of witch huntery because I'm a mage? I'm like, sure. And so fast forward like 10 to 20 episodes, and he finally reveals what he is, and he makes like this big resounding speech of like, this is what you've been looking for this whole time. I'm here, and today marks your doom. And I was like, I stopped and I was like, are you sure you want to do this? He was like, yeah. And I rolled up on him and one shot him.
Oh wow! There you go.
With a fist.
See, I like those moments, like in terms of player deaths, where it's a player sacrificing themselves to save the party, or a player deciding that this is a good story moment and I should die here. Like, that's great every time.
Yeah. And so I was just like, gave him that, are you sure you want to do this, to kind of let him know, hey, this is not somebody you go toe-to-toe with. And yeah, he was like, no, it's cool. And he was smiling. He was just like, wow, he took me out in one hit.
That's great. That's good that the player had a good.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Lich.
Yeah. So what I'm going to share isn't about a player death. It's about an NPC death that I didn't expect at all. It totally changed everything that I was thinking. Completely. It was wonderful. It was so wonderful that I was like, I can't believe you fucking just did this. Okay, everything changes now. So so the player was part of a tribe, and this is MCC, was part of a tribe of mutants, and she wasn't part of the ruling class or anything like that, but she was part of it, and she had survived the ritual and come back and was a seeker, was one of the hot seekers. And so she achieved some kind of level of notoriety. She'd come back from her first mission and found out that this weird shit happened. People are missing and that kind of shit. She figured that out. But meanwhile, the son of the current leader of her tribe confronted her about something she had done and wanted her. All he wanted, this is a character I built, all he wanted was to go along with her to be a seeker, because he was supposed to go on the right as well, and he didn't because his mom called him in sick, basically. So he didn't go. The player and another player had gone out, and they're the only ones that survived, and they came back. So he wanted to be a seeker too, and he's like, I'm going to blackmail you with the shit he just found out, and I want you to take me on your seeker missions. I just wanted him to be an interesting fucking NPC to go on their missions. And in the last fucking moment, like out of nowhere, she's like, I'm just gonna kill him. I'm like, what?
Whoa,
okay, whoa. And she just shot him in the head. This is like a 14-year-old mutant in a cave. Okay, granted, the situation was they're in a cave and this huge monster was outside. Like a lot of fucking shit was going on, but she killed him. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't. He was gonna be a cool character. He was 14. Okay. And that changed everything. And it beautifully set up. And this is just an example of shit that happens. It just beautifully set up this, like, I didn't know where the story was going to go, but then I had to make the story go somewhere. Yeah. And it was a beautiful place that I had to go that I had no idea I was going to go to.
There you go.
Death is so fucking crazy. It doesn't matter if it's like, you can make it it doesn't matter if it's an NPC or a player. Death should always be crazy and fucking life-changing. Period.
Yeah. Okay. I get behind that.
Yeah. Who's next? We'll go up to the top. Jeff.
Yeah, I can't think of anything as a player because I don't really get to play very often. So, yeah, I can't think of anything. Like, it would have to be something like 20 something years ago, back when I played like once or twice in college. But relatively recently, like, I really like this one death that we had in our podcast game, where like we had a character from the very beginning. It's a Zweihander game, and he was always like kind of like the noble one, like the guy who was always like kind of making the right decisions, kind of pushing the party to do like the right thing, to sort of support the like the governing like infrastructure, while like there was like this uprising that was beginning to happen, and the players had to like make a choice between the two of them. And at a certain point, like I introduced this NPC who was an ally, kind of a new character that was coming in after a different player death. And so it was like a way to sort of flesh out like backstory, tie this new character to like the overarching story of the game. And I made like this NPC be like one of the subversive kind of uprising elements. And so there was this moment where like the new character, and I still cannot believe he was willing to do this, where like he agreed, he agreed to like take out like the noble character, and like they were gonna like take him out, and like he somehow sided with the NPC, and circumstances happened, and it didn't actually, it didn't actually work that way. But the noble character did end up dying, and it ended up dying like several like sessions later, after like there is this constant like back and forth, like this antagonism between like this main character who is like noble and good and righteous and making the right choice and making the measured choice and never kind of losing his cool. And finally, there was this moment where like we had this fight going on, and like the NPC was just constantly antagonizing him, and finally like picked the fight, and everybody else was fleeing. And so the player, he turns around to fight, and he charges in, and he like crit fails the roll. So this is one of those situations where I think like the roll actually resulted in a really fascinating moment where like print screen. This really fascinating moment where like he did so poorly, and then the NPC like rolled so well in his attack that like we played it out. Now in Zweihander, you get fate points, you get like get out of death free cards, and like the player is like, no, like I'm not gonna play the fate point there because it's perfect. Like it was like a really perfect, like awful moment. Like this is like a character finally screwing up, has been doing like the right thing, kind of the leader of the group, and then like let like the chaotic side of him kind of get the better of him finally, and like he paid the ultimate price for it. And it was like this really horrible moment that like it just sort of lingered for a little while. So I would say most recently that was the one I liked the most, just because it fit the story so incredibly well.
Yeah.
And it came out of nowhere. Like it wasn't, it was just sort of like the roles, the situation, like all of it just kind of worked out. So we were fortunate.
That's nice. I like deaths like that. Deaths that,
Yeah. It was great. It was really good. And I was so proud of the player too, because like he's usually like, he's often like one of those guys who's like protective of his characters, and he's like, I want them to survive. But
I'm held deep in my pride for you.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy.
What?
Jeremy's so supportive.
I am. I'm so
person.
supportive.
Such a good friend.
I'm
great.
Deep
so
in there
supportive.
for you.
He's so supportive. Thank you.
So supportive.
So much deep.
Talk more.
So anyway,
so
that's my story. And
that's a good story. I like that.
I like it.
All right, Jen.
My story is going to be a little shorter because, in true form, Brendan and I have an incredibly similar story. It was actually the lead-in to me GMing the Curse of Strahd campaign. So I wanted to be the GM for it, but I was a little hesitant because these were some new players, and I didn't feel comfortable introducing new players to a system as meaty as 5e, and so I was playing a druid, and the druid's name was Lolo. Essentially, Lolo grew up in the circus, and Lolo's parents had been like murdered, and he saw them get murdered, and was like in the shape of a bear whenever he saw them get murdered, and so couldn't transform out of the shape of a bear because druids transform in and out of their their spirit shapes, and so spent a lot of time, like basically ran away into the woods and raised himself, and then finally got the capability to change out of being a bear, and then couldn't change back until later on in life, which is essentially after my character leveled up and was able to. So this was a long running. This was really long running portion that I was planning on taking over. We knew I was going to take over, and so we set up the stage for my character to die. And the problem was the party did not want my character to die. They were trying everything they could to stop me from dying. So essentially, I'd finally gotten the capability of turning into a dire bear, and I started running toward. I can't remember, and it's been a long time, so I can't remember. So please forgive me. The tree with the druid circle around it, where so. In Curse of Strahd, there's a tree, and essentially we played it where the closer you got to the tree, you saw these figures that looked like people that were like turned into petrified trees. And so I all of a sudden like hear a call and start racing toward the tree, and I turn into a dire bear, and everybody's trying to stop me as a dire bear without hurting me, until finally like I break free and I run toward it, and I finally transform into it. And are you timeouting me? Why are you timeouting me?
He's acting out your story. He is interpretive dancing.
Go for it, dude.
No,
finish this story. What the fuck? The driver, go. Come on. The fuck?
Okay. So running toward, and essentially like makes it to the threshold where all of a sudden Lolo is turned into a petrified tree, and they were like,
what?
They were like wrecked because I essentially murdered myself, or like I had done it, and I was fighting them off, and like I was dealing damage to them, and they were trying so hard to not deal damage to me, and it was really sad because then what happened was the person sitting in the GM spot stood up, and I stood up, and we swapped places. And
that's what we did too.
Yeah, and I was like, and now I'm the GM, and they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So that happened, and then they got some stuff.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, they got some stuff out of it, and essentially, like, the player that joined ended up like kind of jumping down like out of the area to like warn them and kind of move them away from it, and then they went to find like that there were a couple other, I can't remember what we put into it. We put a couple of other incentives into it to make it worth their while to have lost health to me, essentially. So
right.
But then later I came back as a ghost bear, essentially. Like Lolo came back as a ghost bear to fight, and it was not a good fight. It was kind of scary. So but yeah, that was really the best death that I think I've experienced, if only because I could feel how hard the party was pulling to stop me from dying. And that was kind of a nice moment. They were like, "No, we can't let this happen." And so that was me.
Yeah, even though you narratively knew it was predestined to happen, like you knew, which is, so the tragedy there is your foreknowledge, right? Like
Yeah.
All right. So what was the short story with the guys in the boat, and one guy like controlled the water, and then the other two guys wanted the water really fucking bad, and they couldn't get to it, and then finally the guy was passing out, and he said, "You're the boss now," to the other one, and the other one's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm the boss," and he woke up later, and that guy had taken over guarding the water from the other guy, like doling it out. Does anybody remember that fucking short story?
No idea. Hey there, Gangers, I think that's how you say your name. Thanks for that sub. That's fucking awesome. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's my people right there.
There you go. Good people.
The reason I said that, Chuck, is because you said something about you're the boss now. That was an old short story. It's literary. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah. I don't know. Jeremy, you got a story for us?
I mean, not offhand.
Oh, I know a story that you can tell about an NPC of yours dying.
I mean, I've done a lot of violent murder in my time. Fair.
What if I were to say Marlon, no?
I mean, no, please do elucidate. I secede my time to you.
Oh, okay. So Jeremy ran this game for us called 7C. And like it was a very long game session. It was like 8 hours. long, and it was on a Saturday. And our rules for Saturdays are, if you miss a roll, you can take a shot to re-roll it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you want to roll it again, you got to take more shots. And if you want to take shots for someone else, you got to take twice the amount.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he gave us.
Are we
Yeah,
are we
he
are
gave-
we gonna talk about Marlon Rando?
Yeah.
Oh my god, poor fucking Marlon Rando. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
He gave Mike an NPC assistant called Marlon Rando, and he gave me an NPC assistant called Rando Calrissian.
Yeah, I did.
So they were two randos, you know. And
It's two randos.
There was
That's
this-
so good.
yeah. I love it when Jeremy GMs. You guys are gonna have a great time.
Oh, he's ran
when
some
he-
goblins for
He
us.
is
Okay,
the
all
best.
right.
It's great.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a good person.
I am. It's true.
There was some instance where these randos had been with us for a while. They'd saved us a couple times, and one we fought this like huge like horror like Cthulhu style monster like that
so
sort of
huge.
yeah
So
So
perilous.
huge.
yeah
All with the
Huge.
tentacles.
yeah
He was
All up in your
terrible, So
business.
huge, so tentacle.
and
Yeah.
and
Just
Jeremy
deep inside you.
yeah Jeremy decided to like throw us all off of this ledge, and we were able to all catch ourselves with the exception of Marlon Rando. And our Mike, the boss Bossler, if any of you have met him,
Or boss the Mike Michler.
yeah, okay. He doesn't get too emotional ever that you can tell. He doesn't really show it. He really wanted to save Marlon Rando, and he rolled a good 20 times to try and save this NPC.
Wow.
And he got super drunk super quick.
That's not
And-
just like 20 rerolls. That is 20 shots of Cuervo.
Yeah, and so eventually it was
Mike
like, okay,
Bossler spent 20 shots of Cuervo every individual roll, knocking it back, trying to save this NPC.
and it wasn't that hard of a roll.
No, DC 10. DC 10. Just don't fuck it up. Like break even.
Yeah. He couldn't do it, and I even took a couple shots, and our other player that was with us took another couple shots, and even Jeremy was like, I can't let this go by without you at least taking one shot. I'll let you re-roll one more time. Still couldn't. And at every single roll, it was Marlon, no. And eventually he got so frustrated that he couldn't make a simple roll that he started crying.
Oh, wow.
Like not out of like actually being upset, but just like the sheer frustration of it. Like, and he was really drunk.
That's fair.
So, yeah. But Jeremy runs some great games.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
That's a
Wednesday.
lie. I appreciate the false
Looking forward.
confidence.
Looking forward to spectaculars. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Your spectacular game off.
I'm very sorry for all of you.
It's going to be
All
great.
of you. I'm so sorry.
It's going to be great. So I've got I've got shitloads of stories. I've killed countless characters. I've only died once, and I've already mentioned that a couple times. So I want to talk about an NPC that one of my characters killed. It's very recently in our current campaign. Kind of in our current campaign. We did a soft reboot of our current campaign. So my original character who died, Morthos the Red, tiefling, warlock, in services of Asmodeus. He died. He went to hell. He was a good servant, Asmodeus. So in Joe's previous campaign, Blades and Pepper Shakers, our 5th ed game that's on every other Friday, I started off playing one of my wizard NPCs, Reen Cleese, a gnome conjurer of sorts. He was a fun character. It's just like, we found a good jumping off point. Like, he's not really what I want to play right now. So I'm like, Joe, can I bring back Morthos? He's like, yeah, you can bring back Morthos. He got sent back up from hell to roam the world again. And so he's now Morthos the Reborn. He's a cleric of Asmodeus. And so when we introduced him, the party knew that I was playing an evil character. And the party reacted very poorly to it. And it ended up one night, the party jumped my new character. And we fought. I ended up fending off the entire party. And they had an NPC that had been traveling with us for a real long time. Everyone loved him. His name was Possum Tom. He was our cook, and he served us a lot of possums. Like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. So, in frustration, after the rest of the party was retreating from my new character, I'm like, where's Possum Tom? And Joe's like, he's cowering over here. I'm like, great. I go fucking cave his skull. And so I killed him. And his skeleton is still the current undead servant of that character in the campaign. So that's that for me. But I've killed a lot of characters for all sorts of reasons. Like one time, Jake had a character who was killed by a clown with a giant inflatable mallet. I killed him with that. I've killed Jake a lot of times. I only really kill characters when they make real stupid decisions. And Jake has made a lot of bad decisions. And I've killed all of his characters for it. The one that I kind of feel bad about, it was 5th edition. I don't remember, the Mind Flayer larva that doesn't get implanted and kind of grows up to be a giant worm monster. I don't remember what it's called.
Who fucking does? I don't think anybody's supposed to. I think if you remember what it's called, yeah, something bad's going to happen.
Yeah, probably. So the party was fighting one of those, and it has this engulf ability. April, she was playing a Tabaxi. I don't remember her character's name. She was up front fighting this thing. She charged in. She was fighting. She gets dropped to 0 health. The creature swallows her whole. On the creature's next turn, well, she failed her first death save, so she was at 1 away from death, or 2 away from death. Start of the creature's turn, she takes damage from the stomach acid. All right, she's 1 away from death. On her turn, she rolled her death save. She critically failed, which counts as 2 points. So she got 3 out of 4 points needed, or 4 out of 3 points needed for her character to die. And that was the only time, like, your character didn't do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. You were doing what you were supposed to do, and you got fucking just murdered because of it. Mm-hmm. Which is a great tie-in tonight for White Plume Mountain, because later on in that campaign, they came across that room with the orbs, and they got that silver ring, and they put the ring on. Mm-hmm. And Alex's character was really close with April's character. And Alex is just like, there's only one thing my character wants, and that's for his friend to be back. So Alex wished for April's character to be brought back so he could have his friend back. And he walked out of the room and the ring turned to sand, and it was that thing like, just playing. And Alex was very emotionally upset by that. It was a rough moment. It was a good moment, like story-wise. Like it was good, but it was rough. And I think that was my favorite character death. Of a character that I killed, just because, it's one of them touching moments where she died. Later on, they got a false promise to bring her back, and it didn't work out. God damn, so many Jeremys on screen.
All the Jeremys.
All right, I will point out for
it's super late for me.
Yeah, for at least 3 of us, it's 3 a.m.
Oh,
it's 4 a.m. for me.
I love being West.
At least 3 of you.
At least 3 of us.
4 for me.
It's 4 for Jen. Oh no, 4 of us. It's 3 a.m.
It's 4 for me.
It's 4 for Lich too.
And it's only like 6 p.m. for Jeff.
Yeah, the sun's still out. So
Go to hell, Jeff.
Well, that's
We
just
hate
because
you.
you live in Arizona, which the sun never stops.
Sun never sets in Arizona.
Yep.
There was a movie about Raising Arizona, how the sun never goes down.
God damn it.
Hi, I want that baby high.
All right.
So good.
So we're going to sign off here. Everyone who's watching, thanks for watching. It's stupid late. If you enjoyed this, you can scroll down and join our Discord. Hang out with us all the time. Follow us on @Kobold Defenders. What else? Let's do some plugs. Jen, you ain't got no plugs. I'm not going to talk about
I ain't got no
that.
plugs.
Friendin, you can find Friendin anywhere Friendins are sold on the internet.
Love that phrase.
He does so much art. You've got a current Kickstarter you're possibly doing art for It's Weird Tales, I think. Is that correct? So you can head over to Kickstarter. You can back that. He's going to be doing the art for it. Let's see. Next up, Jeff, the Lollygaggers on Twitch. You can find us Monday there playing some Vessin. You can also find Jeff on Thursdays, run it on Zweihander RPG on Twitch. Jeremy, the Pludcast. Catch some awesome people talking about some awesome comic books. Adam, who's the HBIC over at Grim and Perilous Studios. So go check out all the cool stuff they're putting out. Go join the Zweihander Discord so you can get all the cool information from Adam about rules and all the cool stuff he's doing. Also back their Patreon so you can get... You're still... Well, you're not putting out up-to-date episodes on Radiator.
We are.
You are.
We still have a backlog, we haven't even gotten to the last episode you were a part of yet.
Oh, wow. Because that was the last episode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There we go. So, yeah, go back
so,
the Zweihander Patreon so you can listen to all the cool shit he's doing with Radiator, I
would love it if they did that. However, we've got free episodes releasing for the first 10 episodes. So
there you go. Is that on YouTube?
No, it is on various podcasts.
Oh, it's on podcast? Okay.
Spotify. You'll find it on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. Look for
Radiator RPG.
There you go. Lich. We can find you, on the Liching Hour for Viva La Dungeons on Tuesday nights. Anywhere else people can find you?
Saturday nights.
Saturday nights. My bad.
Yeah. The Apocalypse Roadshow. We started out MCC. I still follow a lot of it, but I've introduced so many different new elements to it.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a homebrew Mutant Cross Classics.
That's super cool. Defenders of Kobold, you can find us here. You can come back Wednesday night. Jeremy's running Spectaculars. Come back Friday night. Joe's running 5th Ed. Saturday nights, every other Saturday night, so you can find us on Goodman Games. Every other Friday, you can find us on Zweihander RPG. We also hang out with Jeff on Lollygaggers. We hang out on Grim and Perilous Plays. I hang out on TT2KB. You can find us all over the fucking place. So look for all of us in all the fucking places, and you'll have a great goddamn time. I'm going to sign off. Because it's time. It's way past time. So everyone out there watching, until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and wear a fucking mask. Deuces.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, I got to find the break screen. They can still hear us.